Alright guys, so what you have to remind yourself is this is the first time that probably most of you have ever done this, ever. So I know I kind of left you hanging on a few of these, but that's just to see if you could push yourself a little bit. It's not great, so screw it. Don't be upset yet. We haven't talked about every single one of these yet, but I just want to see if you remembered what P33 meant, stuff like that. The first three, though, should have went pretty decently, because that's directly what we're talking about. Less than 1.51. So for z-scores, what's always right in the middle? 0. So then I know where 1.51 is. And I want the probability less than that. And the z-score chart tells me the area below any z-score I look up. So I'm not going to have to do anything to this number. I'm going to look it up and be done. So when I look up 1.51, you get 9345, which you can write as 93.45% if you want to. Either way. That's a 3, by the way. That's right. Alright, cool. Is everybody cool with that first problem? It's only when the question is greater than or between 2 that you have to do some adjusting. So this one's greater than negative 0.44. Again, the middle is 0. Negative 0.44, maybe about right there. I want this area. When I look up negative 0.44, I get 3300. So that's this area here. It's always the area below what I just looked up. So, So the area above that, 1 minus that, 0.67. Now real quick, I think right now maybe a few of you guys will understand this. If you don't quite understand this, don't do it. See how that's negative 0.44? But it's greater than? If I look up positive 0.44, I get the freaking answer directly because it's symmetric. Boogie, oh woogie woogie. Alright, now if you don't understand that, it's not a part of the class to understand. I don't care. Don't do the shortcut. If you do get it, it's a nice little tiny shortcut. You'll save a few seconds. Yay, a few seconds. Alright. So part C, I want between negative 321 and 1.98. So when you look up 1.98, what do you get? 9761. And that's too much, right? I just want this area in the middle. That's too much. So if I look at negative 3.21, what do you get? 0007. I like it. So that's our... Oops, I'm making it even more. Yeah, there it is. 0007. And then what's the area? What's the answer?
0.97589.
Yeah, you take 0.9761.
What?
Oh, yeah, you take 0.9761 minus 0.0007, and then you get 0.975. Cool. How are we doing? Hey, guys. Quiet. All right, here we go. Part D, I reminded you that P33 means the 33rd percentile. So I'm giving you the percent. Normally we look up a z-score, we find a percent. If I give you the percentage, you look back out to find the z-score. And you just get as close as you can to the percentage, because that doesn't have every single percentage in there. This one happens to be in there. Some of you guys realize it's related to this problem.
Yeah.
And then you can be done with it. But P33 would be the z-score that has 33% below it. So it can't be above the mean. It's got to be below the mean. Does that make sense? It's only got 33% below the poor little dude. So it can't be... The mean's got 50% below it. So it's got to be this on this side of the mean. So I'm looking for the z-score. So this is where I'm being nice to myself. See how 0.33 looks like a freaking z-score? Stupid number. So you put it up here so you remind yourself, there ain't no z-score. That's the area. So don't do this. Don't say 0.33. I'm done. Yay. No, that's crap. 0.33 is the area. I know it's a negative z-score because it's below the mean. I get 0.33 right there. And if I look out, I see negative 0.44. So that's the z-score. That would be the 33rd percentile. So if you got a z-score of negative 0.44 on a test, you are in the 33rd percentile if they're normally distributed. This guy is a little bit weird. It's not a percentile. It says 5% above it. Yes, sir. So what is this? The area, the percentage. So where are areas on this chart? In the middle. So where's 0.33? It's the closest I can get. I can actually get right on 0.33, right? So what z-score is at? Negative 0.4.
So just look for it on the
4. So if you have a z-score, you look outside, in. If you have an area, you look into the outside to get the z-score. You got to be sure what the hell it is you're looking up. Kind of makes sense in general. So this one, it's only got 5% above it, so there's no way in hell it could be down here or something, right? It's only got 5% above it, so it has to be way the hell up here, so it's got a little 0.05 above it. So I'm looking for the z-score that's true for, but my chart only understands areas that are below. So what area must be below this then? 95. Now this is an interesting one. If you look for 95, you know it's going to be a positive z-score. If you look for 95, you should eventually get here. And they're trying to help you with the little asterisk because it's right in between these two. If you follow that down, 1.645, because it's right in between 1.64 and 1.65, so it's 1.645. They kind of cut it and rounded it off for you. You guys kind of would. There's a few asterisks on this thing. So the z-score that has 5% above it is 1.645. I'm sorry.
Are you going to ever ask us for any other questions?
Of course. I can ask you what z-score has 27% above it. Let's do that one. If I said what z-score has 27% above it, so it's still going to be up here somewhere, but now it's 0.27, right? 27% above it, which means how much is below it? 73. So if I look up 0.73, what's the closest I can get to 0.73? Which one of these is closer to 0.73? That's only 9 away, and that's 24 away. So I would say this is closer. You see that? So it'd be 0.61. That would be the z-score that has 27% above. 0.61 would be the z-score. So if you have a z-score, you look in. If you have an area, you look out. And the chart only gives you and understands areas that are below the z-score. And today is the first day we're using this damn thing. So you let yourself get used to it before you start getting all worked up about it. What's different between, I love this, number 1 and then there's number 4? I don't know. What's the difference between these and these? Are these z-scores yet? That is not a z-score yet. That is a raw score. That's the number of minutes. How do I make something into a z-score? Who remembers that formula? Oh shit. Something over something. Well, what does the z-score tell you?
How many standard deviations?
From the mean to a data point, how many standard deviations fit in there? That's the formula. How many standard deviations fit into the distance between the mean and the data point? So when I give you z-scores, you just look them up. The chart only works for z-scores. Don't try to find 27.2 in that chart. It ain't going to work. You got to make it into a z-score. So what's the mean for this problem? And actually, let's do this. What goes right in the middle for this problem? 31.64. Why not 0? Because these are minutes, not z-scores, right? 31.64 is the mean. It goes in the middle. So where's 27.2? Down here somewhere. And I'm asking for the probability is less than that. So where am I going to shade? Below that. Now, I'll turn this into a z-score. There. I did half of the work. Now, you guys turn 27.2 into a z-score. not a complete day for me until I get certain kinds of looks from people. Turn 27.2 into a z-score. Little magic trick.
No, it's not okay. Yes, it is okay. Negative 665.
Yeah, I get negative point 568. Ooh, I see what I did. Yeah, 568. So, how many places do you think I'm going to round this to? 2, because the chart goes out 2 places. So negative 0.57. Truly round. Don't make it 6. So now, if I look that up, will that be my answer? Yes, it will, because the question wants below and the chart tells me below. So negative 0.57 is my z-score. If I look that up, I'll find the area below, which is what the question wants. Negative 0.57 looks to be 0.2843. 0.2843. Alright. I'll tell you what, finish up the rest of these on your own. We'll get back into this next time. I'll put that right there. Yeah.
Okay, so for this one, you're marking wrong because I didn't do my work, but it's